Now it's time for our sentence template and put those words to use. Template number 3. Then the rope tightened mercilessly while Buck struggled in fury, his tongue lolling out of his mouth and his great chest panting. By Jack London from The Call of the Wild. So, what is going on in this sentence here? There's a participial phrase, which is a verb phrase, and in fact, there are two of them. So, we have two main verbs: the rope tightened, Buck struggled. And our participial phrases, our ing verbs, are going to be describing Buck while he's struggling. So, we want to add details about a character's body language. And that's what this sentence structure allows us to do. So Buck is struggling. What are our participial phrases? His tongue lolling out. So is this ing lolling means kind of like drooping out of his mouth. And his great chest panting. That's our second ing verb. Panting is the chest going up and down as he's breathing really hard. And so this allows us to see Buck and his body and what's going on. Buck is a husky wolf, by the way. Husky wolf, dog, husky dog, something. Sled dog. Yes, he's a husky. So, what does this allow us to do if we compare? Then the rope tightened mercilessly while Buck struggled in fury, his tongue lolling out of his mouth and his great chest panting, versus then the rope tightened mercilessly while Buck struggled in fury. So, in this one, we get the struggling, but we don't see what his body is actually doing while he struggles. Another way of doing it would be then the rope tightened mercilessly while Buck struggled in fury. His tongue lolled out of his mouth. His great chest panted. So here we do get all of the details about the body language, but they're not joined on into the struggle. We don't get the same flow of the sentence that we do in this first one with the ing verbs, the participial phrases. And so that's what this allows us to do, is to closely tie in this tongue lolling and the chest panting into the struggle. It's all part of the struggle. How do you imitate this sentence? First of all, you need two main actions. So Jack London used the rope tightened and Buck struggled. So you can think to yourself, what are two main actions that might occur at the same time? The second one is the one to describe with ing verbs. So if you see this Buck struggled, whatever your second action is, you want to think of two ing verbs that help bring out the body language. What is the motion that's going on so you can see what's happening during this one? And he used tongue lolling and chest panting. So let's see some example imitations. The orchestra played sweetly while the dancers swayed. So that's our two main verbs. Orchestra played, dancers swayed. What are the dancers doing while they're swaying? Their shoes clicking on the marble floor and their bodies twirling in gorgeous circles. And if you notice, I didn't say earlier, this comma is crucial. So after your second main verb, Buck struggled in fury, the dancers swayed, you put a comma to separate the main verb from the participial phrases that describe it. Number 2, the presents glittered under the tree while the children stared. So two main verbs, presents glittered while the children stared. What are the children doing as they stare? What do we see? Their eyes widening at the large pile and their fingers itching to tear off the wrapping paper. So let's see some gorgeous sentences. I want to see those ing verbs describing this visual motion of the characters. Have fun.